All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to tonight's live. In this live, we're going to take a look at Bitcoin, and we're also going to take a look at the altcoin market. So basically, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to update you guys on the analysis I did yesterday on Bitcoin, and we're also going to take a look at the altcoin market to update you guys on the altcoin setups that we looked at yesterday. So let's just run the intro and then jump right into the shots. All right, hopefully everything's working. You got the audio quality is working and the picture's working, everything. If you're experiencing any problems, let me know. I've had some problems with the microphone. I just bought a new microphone about a week ago, as you might hear. My I really like it, but never mind. You guys probably not want to know about that. Let's take a look at Bitcoin here. So let's just start right off with Bitcoin, and I first want to show you this. Right, I don't know if you remember from yesterday's webinar. I talked about this 15-minute range right here. Right, so we had the range highs and the range low. Microphone is a Rode. Is it Rode or Rode? Rode pod mic, and I got like a. Never mind, never mind. I don't even know what it is. Like, if I have no idea what a like what it is. I've just got recommended. So I'm such a newbie when it comes to sound and microphones. But it's a pod mic, and I got this USB interface called Euphoria UMC 2020. It's like it's actually really good. It cost me about, I don't know, 1,800, $1,800, something like that. No, not 1,800. That's a lot. So maybe 180. I don't know. Never mind. So I would like to kind of apologize in advance because I'm most likely going to be super confused today, because usually I run like 1 to 3 times every week regularly, and now I haven't been running for 3 weeks for some weird reason. And today I decided I was going out for a run, and I ran 20K, which is my I've never ran that far in my life, and I'm completely exhausted. It is not a good idea to do right before live stream. So if you're doing live streams, don't go out for a run. And if you're doing that, not the longest one you've ever done. So this is going to be 30 minutes of me confusingly analyzing Bitcoin and possibly the altcoin market as well. Good thing is I will probably talk way slower than I'm used to. All right, so we got this 15-minute range right here on Bitcoin, and we talked about this yesterday. So yesterday I said, if we could, break above this range, hold it as support, and then form a 50-minute uptrend, we're most likely going to see that break above 50K. That was my reasoning. And if we were to see a break to the downside and then a bearish retest, we were most likely going to see a move lower. And I do think that what we're seeing right now is a break of this low time frame range. So I'm thinking we're going to see a move lower. The question is how low and where is the next support. So I'd like to add the 20 and 50 EMA and the 4-hour and the daily. Let's add the monthly and weekly open as well. Obviously the monthly open is all the way back down here, but we have the weekly open right here, which kind of makes sense. Obviously the weekly open will be a different weekly open and a new weekly open. Can we talk about the market and not your mic? You know what? I'll talk about whatever I want, but I'm going to talk about the market. But I really, really like my microphone. So, like 10 seconds of me talking about my microphone, hopefully that is okay. I really sincerely apologize if, if you want me to talk more about markets. I'll gladly do that. All right, so we got the 4 hour. Well, Vince seems to really miss Birb, and I do too. He's obviously on the channel regularly, and so is I'm here as well. Like Birb usually does the Friday webinars. Anyway, so we got the 4 hour. I don't like that was a sarcastic apologization. Is that even a word? I don't think it is. Anyway, so we have the test of the 4 hour 20 EMA right here. So that exactly, that was kind of my point. So what I'm doing here is I'm pretty much giving you guys the I'm giving you guys, and I don't care if it's free or not. I mean, that's not the point here. What I'm doing is I'm trying to translate over my edge in the market and give you guys all of that, show you how I'm trading and hopefully you'll guys learn a thing or two, right? That's my main goal here. All right. And we're all one big family, right? We're in the Business. We're one big family. We're one, one community, and it's so much more than just trading, And sometimes I like talking about working out and working on your physical and mental fitness, because that is so important. If you've been trading for a while, you know what I'm talking about. Like the TA aspect of trading is one thing, right? But then it comes when you come to the psychological aspect of trading, that's probably more important, right? So the way you deal with losers and winning, and what you do outside the office and outside the shots will determine your future success as a trader. Everyone can learn TA, but not everyone can become a good trader and a great trader. It requires extremely hard work, not on the shop, but outside the office. So if I do ramble on about weird shit like stuff that has nothing to do with actual TA, understand that there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. I really want you guys to understand that it's yeah, trading is just much more than that. Anyway, so let's just go back to TA, right? 4 hour 20 EMAs right here. Okay. So this is the 4 hour 20 EMA right here. We're testing that right now, and the stochastics RSI on 4 hour is coming into the oversold territory, which is below 30 right here. So I'm still thinking, looking at this trend right here. Let's switch over to the 12 hour right here. I mean, of course, there's a high probability that we will bounce here. So this is the make it or break it area for Bitcoin. Let's say the 47.8, something like that. I don't really care about the exact numbers. I'm just, looking at this visually, and what it tells me is this blue box right here, which I've drawn, which is around 46.8 and 47.8, is a very important area, because it's where the last higher high is in an uptrend. So usually an uptrend looks like this: high, low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And usually most of the time the higher lows will be somewhere around, will be created on the bounce somewhere around the last higher high. So you take that principle and apply it to this chart right here, you will see that let's just say that this is one move, right? And we're watching something like this, right? So you can see here that low right there came close to this area right here, and then that possible high low might bounce at that area. But if you look at the daily, you'll also see that it's absolutely possible that we'll see the daily trend breaking. And if the daily trend is going to break, which is very, very possible, we're at high time frame resistance, it's absolutely a possibility that we are going to see a low to medium time frame downtrend in a overall bull market. So in a high time frame bull market, you are going to see low to medium time frame, not bear markets obviously, but downtrends in that higher uptrend. And that also aligns with the daily, right? So let's take a quick look at the last uptrend, where you had a daily break in market structure here. Here's actually a daily downtrend, and this is actually also somewhat of a daily downtrend here as well. And then of course we have that one right there, which created the large move. Well, obviously this did not create the move, but this was the first indication of a high time frame bullish break in market structure. I mean bearish break in market structure. But so it's of course very possible that we are seeing this right now, and then we'll see a daily break in market structure and bounce at a significant level and then continue higher. So if you take that idea and apply it to the current price action that we're seeing right now, it's very possible that this is a medium time frame uptrend in a overall high time frame bull market, right? So if this structure breaks like this, right, I'm thinking that either we're this is a very good area for a bounce, right? Now, if the daily market structure does not break, and I do view this level right here as the most important area to act, to hold as support for the bullish market structure to be intact. We have the equal lows right here. I'd like to see a bounce slightly above these lows right here to continue the medium time frame uptrend as well. Now, if we break this level, so first of all, I should say the 4-hour uptrend is obviously based on this level holding right here. So if this level can't hold, we are in the danger zone of breaking the daily uptrend. And the daily uptrend, I'm going to be viewing as broken if the daily 20 EMA is broken. And if the daily 20 EMA is broken, I'm looking towards the 50 EMA on the daily, which is right now also confluent with the monthly open and a significant area. This is actually the range highs of the previous range that we were trading in. What I would like to say, I would like to call this the accumulation range. And so let's say the the highs of the accumulation range, which is obviously a very, very important area to hold as support for Bitcoin. We don't want to go inside this range right here. That is most likely when I'm going to exit Bitcoin once again. So if we do lose the daily 50 EMA, that would be a signal for me to exit Bitcoin. So, I bought Bitcoin when we broke above the 42K area, and I'm going to buy the dips, right? Keep on buying the dips until the daily 50 EMA is lost with a daily open and close below it. Just like we did when Bitcoin closed a daily open and close below the 50 EMA right here at around 55, 54K. So that's my plan. And obviously right now with the slightly bearish price action on the medium to low time frame on Bitcoin, we're most likely going to see retraces on altcoins. So now the question is, if you want to buy the dips on altcoins, you have to consider the possible support and bottom scenarios for Bitcoin. Because if Bitcoin drops 10%, altcoins can drop much, much, much more. So if you're looking at entering setups on altcoins or buying the dips, to load up on your long-term holdings on altcoins, you need to realize that, where is the most obvious support for Bitcoin? And in my opinion, we got two levels, or well, three levels. We have obviously this one, the immediate support, and then this area right here, and then below we have that one right there. And this is the most obvious one. And we're talking about a potential 15% drop for Bitcoin to the downside, which is very usual. I mean, this is Bitcoin, and when it's breaking the daily trend, it tends to drop quite significantly. So 15% drop for Bitcoin is nothing. But a 15% drop on Bitcoin might translate over to a 50, 60% drop on altcoins, or at least some altcoins. So you have to be very, in my opinion, I think it's better to wait for Bitcoin to establish a support and then go into altcoins. And in the meantime, we can, of course, trade altcoins on short term. So if, for example, if Bitcoin does actually find support at the current area where we're trading right now, And you have to realize that, it's actually not a bad area for a bounce, at least a short-term bounce. And what I'm thinking is, if we do get a bounce here, this area right here, if we do get a bounce here, we might be able to, well, I'm not going to enter in altcoins, but you guys might be able to do that. So I'm going to show you some setups I'm watching, and maybe you can enter them if there's entry trigger. I'm going to give you the setups. I'm going to show you exactly what to wait for and when to enter and when to exit and all that. I'm not going to do that because I'm not trading on weekends. It's one of my rules. I can't trade on weekends because I'm better off when I'm not in the market on weekends. Please also talk about stop loss. Stop loss. Most of the time, stop loss executes and price shoots up, leaving me out of the trade. All right. So there's a very, very simple solution to that. Put your stop loss lower. All right. So if you've seen that your stop loss gets hit, and then after stop loss getting hit, you see price moving in the direction of the original trade idea, the only logical thing to do is to lower your stop loss. I mean, it's so simple, right? But that's actually what you should be looking to do. You should lower your stop loss, and of course, you can look for a lower entry. So I'm going to show you where I put my stop losses, and it's very important that the stop loss is the level where the idea is invalidated, right? So stop loss needs to be where if you're a trend trader, for example, you want to trade with the trend, so the stop loss should be where the trend is invalidated or something like that. So let me show you. Right, so let's go over to the altcoin market, and let's talk about a couple of altcoins that I'm watching. So these are the ones we talked about yesterday, and these are the setups that we talked about yesterday. Obviously, ADA doesn't really care about anything; it just keeps on running, which is just insane. And I don't really know what's going on here, but it just keeps on pumping and leaving a lot of people behind, most likely. But not the long-term holders, obviously. So we got ADA, never really came down to entry, not even close. GRT is actually approaching the area where we talked about a potential entry. But what I wanted to show you here is Lena. Lena Perp, this is the shot I showed you yesterday. Look at that. That wick came down and touched that area perfectly. Now, this is actually something of interest here. So if Bitcoin can actually establish, if Bitcoin can actually establish some type of support here, and not really sure how. I mean, it looks like there's a lot of buying pressure coming in here, and if this 1 hour candle can close up back inside the range, I think that would be quite a good opportunity to enter some of these altcoins right here. Lena is one of those I'm definitely watching, and so the my normal entry trigger here would be, this is stochastic bull cross, but I think we're not going to see it on the 4 hour. It might be too late. But what I would do here is actually I would wait. I would be a little bit more patient. I would wait for the 4 hour 20 EMA right here, the yellow line right here. I would wait for the 4 hour 20 EMA to be reclaimed as support, right? And so let's say you have a couple of candles here on the 4 hour, and then you have, so let's say this candle closes, and then the next candle creates a bullish engulfing. You'll get a bullish engulfing on the next candle, which is obviously going to be in 5 hours. And that bullish engulfing closes above the 20 EMA on the 4 hour. And you're probably not going to see a bull cross, maybe, perhaps. If you do get that, there's you might get in on a pretty nice entry right here. The reason why I put my stop loss down here is just as an example. I'm not going to have the stop loss down here. I'm going to have the stop loss if this closes above the 20 EMA in the 4 hour right there, I'll enter on that 4 hour candle close, and I'll probably put my stop loss below the 50% fib, the 50 EMA in the 4 hour, and the weekly open. My profit target would be somewhere around this area right here. And that would be the trade. Now, if you want to get in on as tight of an entry as possible, you go down into the day 1 hour, and you put the stop loss, say 4 hour bullish engulfing closes here. You go into 1 hour and you put the stop loss right below the wicks. That would be like a scalpish type of entry, and you would want to manage that trade very carefully. And if the 1 hour gets above here, I would probably move my stop to entry, right? If you have the stop loss down here, you have a little bit more room, and you can leave the trade as a swing trade and enter all the orders and just go away from the shots. But if you have a very tight entry, you want to, or I mean tight stop loss, you want to manage the trade much more carefully. All right. So let's see if we have. So which are the most interesting possible setups right here? It's not ADA, so I'm going to move that down to the bottom. GRT looking interesting. Lena looking very, very interesting right here. Link is obviously not looking interesting. It never reclaimed that area of support, so we're moving that back down. Band USDT, I don't know, man. Like this is weird. It's just it's actually looking quite and interesting. Link I've just looked at, and not interested. Not interested. Looking weak. Rune, band, looking very strong and very good, but there's no setup right here. So I'm moving that down to the bottom. Now we got Rune. Now this is looking very, very interesting, right? So we have the fibs right here. We have the 50% fib and the 618. I would love to get in on an entry somewhere around that blue box. So Rune is definitely one of the interesting ones right here. So right now we have Lena, Rune, and GRT. We got Dodge, USD. Maybe, but I don't know. It's looking quite weak, so I'm gonna move that down. We got AVE, weak, down 1 inch. 1 inch is actually starting to look quite interesting here, because we had a good retrace back down towards the 4-hour 50 EMA. Let's look at what's the move on the 1 hour. I think that should be the move to fib right here. Yeah, so that's the 50% fib, and right between the 50% fib and the 618 is the 4-hour 50 EMA. So I think this would be a great swing trade entry. If I mean, just to be clear with you guys, I like, my gut feeling says the crypto market is going to move lower. Like, so when I'm looking at the markets and I'm looking at Bitcoin, the first feeling I get is Bitcoin is at resistance. We're going to get a move lower, and all coins will follow. So I'm not going to take any trades today. I'm going to wait until tomorrow, like when the London Open tomorrow, and see how the markets react to the legacy markets opening and stuff like that. But yeah, I would look for an entry around, like, here's some type of bounce here, stochastic bull cross, and you can kind of see how everything looks the same. If you view it from the right perspective, and you can kind of see how it's different but also very similar. Like, everything just looks the same in the altcoin market. Look at this: Lena 4-hour 50 MA, Rune 4-hour whatever close, right? GRT 4-hour 50 MA, 1 inch Atom. Like, everything's just very, very similar. But not this one, obviously. This one is just running crazy. No setup on Atom right here would be something like this, a retest of that area. So we're keeping that on the list. 1 inch and Atom. Luna looking weak. We got Dot. What's Dot doing? All right, so the trend is beautiful here on Dot. Just absolutely beautiful. Let's see if I can make it clear here, like the trend I'm watching. Obviously, it's this one, right? It's looking very, very beautiful right here. And if we could get a move lower into this area right here, I would look at going long on Dot. So it really does look like we have a very nice setup here on Dot if we can come down and test the blue box right here. So I'm thinking, we might get a dump, and yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have time to do short requests. Hopefully, I can do a longer webinar, like an hour or half an hour or something like that. When maybe 2 hours, sometimes next week. But today, I only have a couple of minutes left, and I want to go through this list right here. And at the end of the scan, I will show you the setups and exactly how to actually enter them. So, look, FTM looks really good here. Like it looks really nice. Looks really good, but no setup as of now. CRV. Nope. Down you go. Sushi. Yeah, I guess I have to be interested in sushi here. It's a decent area. Same with all the fibs here align, everything aligns. So yeah, the it's testing the 618 right now. This is interesting. Litecoin down, EGLD down. We got BTC here as well. Yeah, looking at Bitcoin from this perspective, it really does look like we have it looks like the system is about to trigger a long entry here. It really does. But would not be surprised to see a move lower. But this does look pretty good. All right, so right now we have Lena, Rune, GRT, 1inch, Atom, Dot, and Sushi. And the most interesting ones are Lena, Rune, GRT, and probably Dot. All right, so I'm going to show you these 4 ones, right? And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm looking for and what you should be looking for in terms of entry. So I don't know where you are in the world, but here it's 9 in the evening. So aside from the fact that I'm not going to be trading, I don't really have the time to set up for multiple 4-hour candles. But if you're somewhere where it's maybe in the morning or something like that, I would say this is a good opportunity to monitor the market, and I'm going to show you and tell you exactly what you should look for. So on Lena right here, the idea is to go long if there's a confirmation of some bullish price action or just some bullish market structure right here. So we look at all the previous bounces, right? Look at all the previous bounces. We got this one right here. Here, here, here. I don't think I have to say here, but here. All right, so what's the characteristics of the bounces? Well, it's happening on the 50 EMA. Let's ignore that one because I think that one looks much better. So it's happening on the 50 EMA, and you have a 4-hour bullish engulfing, right? Actually, it only happened twice here, but still you have a 4-hour bullish engulfing, you have a stochastic bull cross, and that is your entry trigger. Nice thing about that one as well is when the 4-hour candle closed, you could put your buy orders right here with the stop below these wicks, and it would have gotten filled on the retrace. And that's how we get the best possible entry. You wait for the 4-hour candle to close, and then you go into the 1 hour and you look for a retrace back down to the breakout level. Usually the 4-hour bullish engulfing will be a breakout candle on the 1 hour. So if you go here, we'll look at this area on the 1 hour. It's probably going to be something similar. Yeah. All right. So you have the 1 hour right here, and you see how it's a 1 hour breakout candle. That's the highest right here. And you come down and you kind of perfectly retest that level. If you see this after getting a 4-hour bullish engulfing, best is to put your entry on the last highs and stops below the wicks. So how would that look with the current price action and the current possible setup that we have right here? So let's assume that Lena maybe goes down here, right? And we'll see maybe 5 or 6. Well, it should be, if the next 4-hour candle is engulfing, it should obviously be 5 1-hour candles. So one, let me see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. And on the 5th one, you might have a breakout candle, and that is going to be your 4-hour bullish engulfing. Now, what you want to do here is you want to put your entry targets, entry orders right here, and stops below that wick, just like we did here. I can find it now, but hopefully you understand. Yeah, right here. So let's go back to that example. Right here, where you had multiple, like right here, and then you had a 4-hour bullish engulfing and retrace back down to breakout level. So that is like how you get the best possible entry using this trading system or strategy. Now you could get this type of structure down here as well, and I would say that that's probably better, or slightly lower. So that's what you're looking for on Lena. Wait for a 4-hour bullish engulfing, and preferably that 4-hour bullish engulfing should be on the above the 20 EMA in 4-hour. So 4-hour bullish engulfing closes above the 20 EMA. You then go into the 1-hour and see if you can put entry orders slightly lower if there's a strong breakout candle. If there's no big difference in the 4-hour bullish engulfing candle close and the breakout level, you could just enter market as soon as the candle closes. Rune, same thing here. We want to see a move down into this area, multiple 1-hour candles, and then one 4-hour bullish engulfing. Either enter orders on the breakout level or market buy here with stops below. GRT USD is just the same thing here. You want to see something like this, right? That's where you enter, right here. Yeah, of course you can trade in the spot market with these coins right here, and yeah, you should definitely. If I feel like whenever somebody asks that question, I think like a good thing, or what I'm thinking is, if you have to ask that question, you're probably not ready for the futures market. Like if you're going into the futures market, you're going to add leverage. You should only do that if you're experienced and actually know what you're doing, and because it's very, very dangerous if you don't have a good idea of risk management and position sizing and all that. You can quickly lose a lot of money on leverage trades. So whatever platform you're trading on, you should learn the platform in and out, know exactly what type of orders they are making available to, what type of leverage, and then try it out with very small amounts to make sure that you actually understand what you're doing before you start adding big size and high leverage. You will, like, it's you can quickly lose everything. So it's like you need to understand what you're actually doing. All right, guys, so that's the GRT. Look for something like that, down to that level. Dot right here. Also look for a move down to this region right here, and look for the same stuff that I've showed you on Lena. And that's basically it. So I would recommend monitoring Lena, Rune, GRT, and Dot. Those are the 4 ones I recommend monitoring for this trading setup right here. And yeah, that's it, guys. That's it for the live today. Unfortunately, I didn't have much time to do the short request, and I'm super tired. I'm just gonna head to sleep, honestly. So I'm doing a webinar for the Nest Club members same time tomorrow, not public, just for the Nest Club members, and we're gonna go through this again. We're gonna update on these positions and see if we can find any more altcoins. What's the TP on Lena? Yes, I haven't talked about the TP levels because I'm not sure about the TP levels, right? What you have to do to I made a video on TP. So what I would recommend you do, go to our channel, theburbness.com, find the I think the video is titled "Do This to Find Good Take Profit Levels," and I show you exactly how to find good profit levels. I can show you right here on Lena, on the daily. Where do you want to take profits on Lena? Well, at resistance, obviously. So the last highs are going to be resistance. This area is going to be resistance, and then the area above somewhere in this area is going to be resistance, and then you have resistance area up here. So I'd say for Lena, I'd say TP at 0. At the last local highs, and then above that area we have like 0.075 or something like that, and then just at whatever resistance level. All right, guys, take care and thank you for joining tonight. Yeah, good night. Have a great day.